I'm just turning on some live streaming, getting Facebook up now. Alrighty, we're gonna be in the room soon.
You want to get some music to go behind it?
Facebook Live properties. Give me 1 second. It's doing something. All right. All right. Someone check and see if it in the 800s club or in my room or my page. We're now live using the multi-streamer. So we're on YouTube and we're on Facebook simultaneously with our show.
Oh, let me take a look.
Interesting. Alrighty. Let me see. Broadcast details. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It sent it to me. It did the check. And here we go.
Oh,
So, my friends, tonight we are here again.
yay, yay,
Once
yay.
again, it is collective enlightenment. So right now, we're working on new technology to tech software called what is it called? It's called XSplit, and tonight XSplit is helping to broadcast us out into the universe in YouTube as well as Facebook. You know us all very well. We see you every week on our wonderful stream, and we're here to share not just our knowledge, but the things that we're discovering amongst the conversations that we're having with everyone that we know. So you get different perspectives of the same, I guess, journey
That's September
into creating
14th.
financial wellness and wealth security. Anybody here want some income security?
I'll take
Some
Yes.
some.
income?
Me.
You want the income insurance, don't you?
Financial insurance.
That's right, financial insurance. Thank you,
Wealth
Shelby.
insurance, I mean.
Wealth insurance. So
Love
you know
it.
what? It's not just financial wealth, all of your wealth insurance. It insures your wealth. What we're trying to do is show you how to have it and help it, how to make money and make it stick. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. So please do join us for this amazing conversation, a wealth conversation for the masses. You are now joining the conversation for the wealth conversation for the masses by the Collective Enlightenment Group. Welcome, 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 everyone. I want you to bring your friends and your family. Sit your teens down because this is going to knock you off your socks. You will not believe tonight's subject matter. We are talking about, and I'm going to use the word
I like it.
Transient.
transient.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
said
yeah.
it.
Hey,
Thank you,
hey, you're not
Shelby.
recording, Amy.
We are recording, but but she's right. We're talking about financial security for transient working people. People who work for Grubhub, DoorDash, delivery services, people who work at jobs, even people who work as waiters in restaurants, people who work as housekeepers in places they don't get benefits from, that places that can't afford to give you funds to retire on, or God forbid, funds in case there's an emergency for you to have that are actually creating more for themselves. Well, we're going to show you how to secure the funding that you already get. And my
Hey,
loves,
hey, Rue, but before you stop and transition, you also got to include all those people who work for places like McDonald's, Burger King, all the fast food chains, the discount stores, mom and pop shops. They don't have any coverage either. They just show up for work, and if they get paid, they're great.
well, no, it's not if they get paid, they're great. It's more likely if they can show up to work to get paid. See, we don't take into consideration that our bodies are what we put through the ringer. Guys, think about it. You get up and go to a job every day. You get sick. So last week, just to give you an example, I work a nine to. I wish it was 9 to 5, which is probably coming around to it. But I work mostly 11 from 11 to 8 at night, and that's just to make 40 hours in a week.
Swing shift.
Okay, I'm the late night person. I'm a later day person. I keep the company open later. And with that, I don't make much. But do you know I got sick last week? I had to go to the doctor one day, and then I had to rest while being on the medication to help make me feel better. I actually had to rest in order to be able, because the medication was so very strong. And I was hoping I could get out back out the door, but I couldn't. I was out of work 2 days. Do you know how weak my paycheck looked? Seriously. Now, mind you, I always, whether I get more money or less money, I always pay myself first.
Absolutely.
So do believe and know, last week with 2 less days on my check, I paid myself 10% for my future. So it doesn't matter how much or how little money you have. It's that you are doing something, that particular activity for you is a wealth practice and training for yourself in financial longevity. Got it? So today we're having a conversation about how to make show folk. Hi baby, how you doing? So good to see her. All right. So we're gonna introduce ourselves to you. I know y'all know I'm Miss Ruby. I love to talk. I ain't the only one here. I got a wonderful panel of hosts here, hostesses and hosts, and we're gonna have this full conversation with you. You tell us who you are, my love, and where you from.
Ladies first.
Well, hello. I am Keisha, and I am from Oklahoma Territory. So definitely looking forward to joining this conversation and feeling all the energy and the love.
Welcome, Miss Keisha. How are you? Alrighty. Come on, guys.
Shelby, you there?
Gold Empress, would you like to speak?
Wow.
Hutch, are you clear? Can you speak?
Yes, I'm clear.
Introduce yourself, my love.
I am Hudson B out of Dayton, Ohio.
And he's traveling right now, so he's gonna get a little bit in and out for him, but overall he'll be in. Thank you, Hutch. Welcome. All right, we have
And
I'm
Miss.
sorry, guys. My phone froze.
It's okay, honey. We got you. We know you with us.
Anyways, peace and love, fam. This is Shelby, the Gold Empress from Midwest City, Oklahoma.
All right, welcome, Midwest City, Oklahoma, and the Gold Empress.
the okie dokies in the building. And this is Alvin Thomas, the Gold Banker, coming to you live, one
I'm
gram at
gonna
a
hop
time.
off and come back on, okay?
And I'm currently here in the city, and
Can you hear him, you all?
I am here to share with you a wealth conversation for the masses with everybody here. I love seeing you guys back. Good to see you guys back another weekend.
Woo! Speaking of weekends, so we gonna get this kicked off right from the get go. Okay. So we're coming to you amazingly live from these many places. I am Ruby Thomas. I'm also known as L Ruby's Talking Stuff. L Ruby's Talking Stuff is on YouTube as well as Facebook. You can join our rooms and our groups. We actually have a page. By all means, log on and share this stream afterwards with your family. You can also watch party this in groups, because what we're going to be talking about tonight is how to make your current dollars go further without giving them to someone else to manage for you. What if you could manage yourself into wealth? All you learn is from the group how everybody's doing it. And that pays you. So we're not going to talk about any one thing, because like I said, today's about retirement and what really we need to be doing with the money we make now. So started with, so you know we're on the so Keisha, would you mind sharing, because I want to make sure we get to that. And while Keisha's pulling that up, I want to share a little bit about next week's schedule. We are going out of town, all. In actuality, we were all going out of our own towns, and we're going to be in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and we'll be spending time with each other and other wealth builders as well around the world.
Let's see.
Honey, it's going to be on. And guess what? We're going to share with you every moment during our show. Hey! Everyone has a device. We have these wonderful devices called phones. Our phones allow us to share information by streaming. And since we can be on the stream and be showing our settings and our backgrounds, you will get to see where each of us is during this event. So, don't forget to log in next week, 6 p.m. Wherever you are, please do the math because I don't know where you are. All right, that's what's up. Today, so we're going to start from the beginning, Keisha, if you don't mind, because I want to take us back so we can recap some of our work that we've done here. Every week we have come to share. This is our workshop that we're sharing a day of at a time. I think we did one of those screens twice because it needed to be the program had to be driven home a little more. So we're going to go forward now from it. But what you're seeing is Harlem. One moment. What you're seeing is Harlem's crypto golden era, which was a workshop that was created to help people start to gather some basic information about how they want to goal set, identifying where they are, and then creating a plan to success. And we introduce not just a plan of conversation, we introduce an actual vehicle for getting there, ideas, ways that you can bring this about in your life. But Harlem Crypto Golden Era is so much more than cryptocurrency and gold. It's about financial literacy. The 7 cures to an empty wallet is just a way of creating, it's just the most effective way of creating wealth in your family from wherever you stand. So if you're telling me my money is funny, my pockets are light, my wallet is empty, that is just an excuse because you haven't heard of another way to get to changing that situation for yourself. This is that conversation. So sit back, get some popcorn and a pen and paper, baby, because you are about to get your mind blown. There you go. All
Can't say it
right.
any better than that.
So
All right.
education, we only do education with application. I don't play that. We don't just talk about it, we be about it. So right now we've gone through the goals and obstacles. That was week 1. Then what can be done about our obstacles and creating the goals. And then we started to fatten our purse. That means we had gotten to work. We put some work in. Guys, what was the next one? It was what?
Controls
Control
our
thy
expenditures.
expenditures.
Yes, because if you don't do that, what will they do for you?
They will.
They
Yep.
will
Go out,
control you
tag you
and you
Yep.
won't like what they're doing on their own. Okay? So let's get to it. Right now we are now in the point of make thy gold multiply. And that is so extremely crucial because we don't want to save money or save our money, or like I said, we don't want to fatten a purse just so that it keeps us getting more, raising it, right? So this is why we ask the questions. Come on, you guys, hop in. Someone go ahead and grab this, and let's get some answers on
Oh
it. We got some
boy.
questions posed.
So, who's making every dime in your bank account?
So that question posed. Al.
Well, currently, I know I have a few streams of income currently going on. So one
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is my 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's a steady, no change. I ain't got to worry about all of that. But I also have a company that puts money in our pocket. I also have a form of income that allows me to leverage what I do for a living. I've
Mm-hmm.
learned to transition my money instead of time and let my money work for me in other
So
efforts.
in the other two efforts, who's doing all the work?
Oh, that's me. That's me on the grind regularly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Me and my partners on the grind on regular.
Got it. And so that's what it is that that we're talking about. Who's making or has to create every dime in your bank account? Well, that's you currently. If you don't have your money putting more money in for you, you have to you have to put every piece of gold you have to work
Literally.
in order to bring back silvers.
I
and
like
work
the
towards
latter
it.
of what he said. I want my money to make money.
Yes, you have to get your money working too, because if
Mm.
your money's not working, guess who's working all of it? The other thing is your money begins to work you.
Yep.
That's how that works.
Because you always got to go back and create it.
Yep.
Start all over again.
So what do we do with your money? That it says what you do with your money determines your outcome. And do you see the two pictures at the bottom, y'all? Y'all see the two pictures? Ain't that something?
The burning fiats.
Honey, burning fiat is what we do. You might as well be burning it. If you run it with just fiat, money doesn't make money sitting anywhere. It will not work for you. And my goal is to not have it working in a way that has creates loss. So there's things that we do that always creates a positive outcome. And we do it incrementally because we're not in a hurry. We're not trying to get rich quick. We're just trying to make sure we enrich our lifestyles. At least I am, y'all. You know, I look at it that way. Does anyone else see it? I mean, talk to me about the pictures. What do you see here?
See that money grows on trees?
Definitely paper.
Didn't
I
your
love
mother tell you money don't grow on trees? Didn't you ever hear that? What's wrong with you? Money don't grow on no trees around here.
Well, the paper does.
And a
You
smart
are.
aleck kid would get popped in the mouth, wouldn't they? Like, yes,
That's
it
so
do, mom.
funny.
It's made of paper, and paper come from trees, and pap. Yeah, close your mouth, boy. Honey, I'm gonna tell you, I was a smart aleck kid. I like to think a lot, and my mother would be like, "You know what? You just a fool." She said, "You just a fool. Get out my face." But you know what? The funny thing, kids are the smarter ones. What do kids usually ask for when they little? You try to
Let
give
me
a
have a
kid,
dollar.
huh?
They be like, let me have a dollar.
No, they don't. When
Well,
we
now you're
li-
born.
when we were little, we used to ask for a quarter. Remember? We wanted the shiny stuff.
Yep.
We were
Well,
actually smarter. We were actually smarter to ask for the coins, the hard stuff. If someone gave you $5 when you were a little kid, you look at them like, "What the heck is this?" And while your cousins and them were getting like coins, you'd be mad because they got more.
Yep.
According to you, and then your parents convince you by counting up that money. No, baby, she only got 50 cents. You got four times the amount. No, mommy, she got something she could turn in for something real.
That is so true. Oh my God.
We were getting debt. We literally were getting debt notes and
That's
actually
so
considering
funny.
them more than actual
Yeah.
metal ore.
Yep.
You see how we were trained?
Right? You know, seriously.
What are you talking
Did you
about?
know you make an IOU from your
Don't those
job?
have to
Did
be
you know
made
that?
a certain
Huh?
year for that to be right?
Say it again.
Don't those coins have to be made in a certain year for that to be actually right?
Actually, it's as long as you have something that is of physical value, that has weight to it, it's
Well,
not
because I
weightless.
know a lot of the coins like they used to have copper in them for the pennies, and then they
Okay?
used to be real nickel, but now like they've changed them and
They
made
have.
them like the
That's why
dollar.
they're lighter.
Yeah, 1940 was the last year the penny was made out of copper.
And
Yep.
so
Yeah,
you're connecting, you're trying to collect on those. Ain't that something?
Hmm.
That's craziness.
That is so
You
true.
It
can't
really
even.
is.
You can't even get a
It's
decent
so funny to
copper.
see how you say that as children. We knew the difference then, and then we were being told, no, 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 you want the paper, you want the fiat. But our heads already knew.
Like, baby, that's more.
That's
No,
training.
thank you.
it's because we were
When you're a
awakened
kid,
and they
no, thank
programmed
you.
us.
Well, I'll tell you a joke that's really funny. Back in the like 1800s, whenever you were like a shift worker or how can I say a servant worker, if you did something really good, they'd hand you 2 coppers, which was 2 pennies. You put 2 pennies in your pocket and you got a tip for the day. How if you held on with the two of those coppers or those 2 pennies now, how much would those pennies be worth? Think about that.
Yeah.
That's a joke. Someone needs to give you 2 coppers as a tip.
That's right, because copper has an actual value. Anything grown in this earth is very rare, and we use these things to function in our society. Did you know that the copper wiring that is made in coaxial or in coax is how you move information across the world? That is true copper. That's not fake ore. That's actual. They need that metal. They utilize gold in computers. They utilize gold in every bit of your electronics, from your phone to your PC to your tablet. Has all has gold in it. It all has different real, very real metals in it that are worth
Hmm.
so much, which is why it's very invaluable to not throw away computers. If you find someone ready to buy computers from you that are things like in bulk to buy computers or broken computers, there's a reason. They're actually extracting all of the gold. I have a friend who actually does it. She was telling me, she came to my house and was like, "You have a gold mine." I'm like, "Sweetie, no, it's a different kind of mine we're gonna talk about." Because I actually give computers to the to the community as a way of keeping them, keeping our community able to utilize the internet, as well as being able to catch up with jobs and development. That's what we do in my company. We collect computers, fix them, and give them away. Some of them we sell because we have to compensate the time for getting these services done. But it's at really cheap. I never sell a whole computer for less than more than $100. So I'm excited about that amazing thing. But that's not that. What we're talking about are transient workers today. People who work. I know. Calm down, girl.
And I was talking about transient workers that time, but the fireman too, that works also.
They got benefits. But did you know that we have something to offer? We all have something to offer one another when we talk about how we can start the proper saving plan. The proper saving plan would be a savings plan with what, guys?
Assets.
That appreciates.
Right,
It's an asset.
right,
Yeah.
exactly, right. So we
Without but not like cattle, because you have to have workers and they can get sick.
thank
I learned
you,
that.
thank you. And not only that, you must maintain their space and everything. So we learn from experience from one another. You can't do this on your own. We can't make assumptions. What we can do, this. So, time to get it popping. Give me some ways to save money and create a retirement for people who are giving some advice for people who are transient workers, folks that work at different jobs or change jobs often. What are ways for them to save their money and have that process grow for themselves? Talk to me.
Man, you know what
What
I'm
do
Get
you
gonna
gold
think?
say?
in small
We
increments.
definitely, yep, convert gold and or silver.
Real estate,
Yep, to
like
save.
flipping houses, or you can flip cars too.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh,
Speak
I
up to
That's
like
that,
it.
fun.
Missy.
If you know how to work on a car though.
Okay.
It
The
requires a
skill.
skill.
But it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Or let's take it to the next level. If you know someone, have someone with a skill that you add to their skill set.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that you
they're
can hire.
sometimes I'm be honest. Sometimes the person that's able to build a car or fix it up, or really, what do they call it, soup it up, is
Don't.
not able to talk to people. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if you find a great partnership with someone with an amazing skill, that works. But what do you do with the money? Because we good at making money, y'all? Tell me.
Put 10% back for yourself before you pay your bills or anything.
Well,
There you
first of
go.
all, we're
Go
good at
ahead.
it. We're as a people, we can make money.
It's never been a problem making
There's
money.
never a problem with it. It's the transition part of once it's in your hand. Who gets it first?
Right.
Just like anything else, you get a paycheck. The first thing you think to do is, okay, I got this bill, and this bill. You're at the end of the line. You're always at the end of the line. You don't think, I got to take care of me so I can go back out and do the next thing. You said I got to take care of this to take care of somebody else, and that usually entails the family members. That entails the bill people who are sending you bills. They all be taken care of first, and then you sit there in your chair talking about, okay, this is what I got left, and I got to make this
Yeah,
last the
your
whole week.
complaint is always I'm last,
Yeah.
and the fact is if you never say anything first, you'll always be last, and also out of luck.
Oh,
Welcome, Larry.
brother
Thank you
Larry,
so much.
welcome, welcome.
Sorry it took so long. Message. Thank you for coming into the room. We're talking about retirement funds for transient workers. People who work a lot of different jobs, small jobs, delivery services, different people who also small business. So people who work in small businesses like the person that cleans up, barbers, people who have. How about small business owners? Most business owners don't have retirement funds. There's no way for you to stop working.
Yep.
Most business owners, to be honest, don't make a decent profit. They don't pay themselves a check. It's like I have heard. How many people heard that you don't get paid out of your business for a long time?
Right.
I said, well, how are you living? Who paying your rent?
They said most business owners don't make a profit till fifth, third, or fifth year in their business.
If you're lucky,
Now, I'm going to share something with you. What that
if
really
they make it
means,
that far.
right, exactly. That doesn't mean they're not cutting themselves a paycheck for working in their company. They have to. But that's not paying yourself first. That's actually just paying the expenses of the company, which you become, depending on how it's set up. So do know when it comes to owning a business, some things that you hear may not be exactly as it sounds. So you want to investigate or have those kind of discussions. So Larry, talk to me. What do you think about it? We were talking about a new we're on the seven we're in the seven cures to an empty wallet. Right now we're in the uh what is it? Start oh no, it's what is it? What are we on right now? Because I'm a
control,
little lost. So
controlling your
no,
income
it's not a control yet. We are behind. We're after control the expenditures.
or the
We're
multiply.
into allow getting your money to multiply basically. That's we're talking about getting it to multiply, and also from the process of paying yourself first. What does that what does that really mean? Thank you. She's so awesome. Larry, you with us? Oh, hush, mute out, baby.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, baby. Larry, can you are you able to speak? He might actually be in a bad spot for speaking.
That's possible.
So I just want us to keep going because guys, jump in anytime. This your show.
Right. One of the, you know the one of the big things that I learned by because I cater, and one of the things that I learned the easiest way to turn a profit to have your money make money for you is actually hire out. Getting we have a collective of people who are caterers who don't always get jobs because people either don't know them or they're fresh out of school. So I have some friends we get together, and sometimes we'll acquire a job knowing we can't do the job
Mm-hmm.
and give it to somebody else and take 20% off the top. So everything gets done, but you never have to show up for the job.
Hmm. Remember what I told you about everybody having a strength?
Yep.
Yeah.
Some people are amazing cooks, but they're not great at talking to people.
So I mean,
That's a gift unto itself.
because I've given jobs away because I knew I couldn't. I had nowhere of being at it.
That is another form of networking as well. I wanted to just let you understand that networking in business, in work. I mean, jobs that people have acquired because of their particular network and when they needed one, because they took the time to build an actual a consortium of people with value to them, because they themselves became a value to those people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what networking is about. It's not going out to find how many people can I use to get to my goals. It's really about how to become a part of a community of helping one another, of
Yeah.
vouching for one another, of being able to empower one another. And
Yeah.
actually, that's what this kind of collective conversation that we're having is. And collective enlightenment is not one person's point of view and perspective. You get the collective's view. And so much has come from this conversation. Larry, did you want to say something, my dear? He's unmuted.
No, chair lending myself to the call, make sure I was in this today.
Huh?
You did it, I think.
Oh, tell me we didn't lose him.
He'll be back.
He'll be
Well,
Larry
I
will
know
come
one thing
back.
that he has said before is that he would rather hustle every day than to have to work a 9 to 5 for 40 years to end
Understood?
up making only 40% of what he could barely live off of. But
That's
that's
a
the
Yeah.
way it
40-40
works.
plan. That's a real thing.
You know what? I'm glad she said that. I that is so
Keisha, could you
important
speak
for
up?
to
Keisha,
have this.
we can't hear you, baby.
Oh,
Now
can
she's muted.
you hear
Much
me?
better.
Okay. I'm saying I'm so glad that Shelby said that because, and I'm really glad we're having this conversation
Mm-hmm.
because even Forbes said that in 2020, the labor force is going to look very different. That 50% of the labor force is going to be ditching W-2s and to be more freelance work. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I'm so excited about us having this conversation. Think about 50% of the labor force. So we're really talking to majority of what's going to be the labor force next year in 2020. So by
Exactly.
us having this conversation now, we are helping a ton of people prepare for their savings, their future,
That's
their
right.
retirement, because they need this conversation. So I'm so
Exactly.
glad that we brought this to the table.
Oh yeah.
And you
Well,
got to
and
real.
I don't want to take credit. Larry's actually the one that said that. I got that off of one of his posts. That's what I was saying.
Well, I'm glad that you were there to bring that to us. This is the whole purpose of being collective because Larry he wasn't able to be here, but you were able to reiterate something that he brought into to light that you used for your
Yeah, but
for your
I wanted to reiterate to give him his credit. Not it wasn't me. I just pay attention.
Well,
That's
that's the
right.
beauty of collective enlightenment.
Enlightenment.
As Miss Ruby just said, it's a
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
collective. Each one
Right.
feeds the next
No
thing.
one, no
That's
one's trying to grab
Right.
anything.
And Gary,
right.
and you know what? I thank you for speaking up because it was profoundly important for us to share that kind of information because that's how a lot of people feel. No one wants to work a job. No one wants to have to be at a job for four. You know what the funny thing was is? So let's go. Let's just kind of get the view. The people who were working, so the baby boomers who were working those long-term jobs that had financial security because they had these wonderful retirement packages that were connected to it to keep them working and building a company. Those baby boomers really were working too. Yeah, whoever's at okay,
Hold on.
Shelby, I'm gonna need
Shelby,
you to
mute
mute
yourself.
because the wind is blowing. All right, so thank you, baby. So the baby boomers were dying. They were so set. They had their 40-year retirement package. They got to retire with money guarantee. You know, that's what it was. They were involved in the stock market. We were going to make it happen. Okay. Then you came into the following group, which was what was it after the baby boomers came? What is it, Generation X?
Generation X.
Yeah.
Generation X was just a little bit more. We were a little, and I think I'm following them. So
Yes.
I have to say that our generation was more about discovery and innovation, which is why at that time, even being a little older in age, we were really this computer technology age was just the beginning for us. It was a door opening for us. We embraced it. We saw the power of it. MTV was in. Getting connected through television, getting
You
connected through
had it.
world connections and
AOL.
reality. So and TV was a lot more open. So we had more
Exactly.
channels. We were into cable. We had more channels, more point of view perspective. So we got to see innovation, self creation to where we wanted to own companies. We didn't want to roll out and get jobs. We want to be company owners.
And just to add on to that, not only do we want to do be company owners, but a lot of people honestly really jumped to the 1099 philosophy. Everyone started being,
Well,
everybody wanted to be a temp worker. They didn't want to
okay,
work for
wait,
anybody.
wait, wait. I want you to understand they were not 1099ers. And that's what we're going to explain. I'm going to move into that. Really, to tell the truth, it seems like they moved into owning their own business. That's not a 1099. And let's make that very clear. That's a whole nother caliber there. That's owning a company. When you own a company, you're not a 1099 worker. See, we got the idea that we were the mom and pop shops. We were gonna go out and create and build the community and make it happen, local, get that work in together. That's when all of these ideas were like booming. Baby boomers said get jobs. These kids went to college and said, I don't feel great at doing this, mom and dad. I don't want to do that. I want to own my own. I'm gonna come up with my sneaker. I'm doing my sneakers. And Bill Gates was out there talking about computers and Microsoft. Then you had what you call what's the other one?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg came with Facebook. This is what I'm saying. You got to understand how these shifts are going, because I'm gonna be very honest. It's only now that the 1099 workers are really moving. They're booming because they're not getting paid by the company anymore.
No.
They got stores like you got companies like Uber and like what you call it and like Amazon that put people to work on their own and tell them, hey, I'm gonna give you a piece of my business. Franchising out, but this is individual franchisees. This is not corporate franchising. You now have an opportunity to make a whole job out of building someone else's business in small amounts on your own time. That's what we're talking about. Is what Forbes was talking about, where people aren't going to be working under somebody. You're not opening an office. You're going to hire. Everybody going to work from home. We're going to have a schedule on the computer. We're going to be able to see what servicing is needed, and then we're going to see who on our schedule we can send out there, and that's it. Everybody's 1099. All the software does the work. I work in a company that's much how it runs. They have a very small staff, a lot of clients, very spread out, and it is a beautiful place. I love how that place runs. But I guarantee you, I'm not 1099. But I don't have, and this is the difference between the W-2 worker of the past baby boomers and today. My boss can't afford to give me those baby boomer, what do you call it, those benefits. My boss can't afford to contribute to all of our retirement, because guaranteed you, the boss of my company doesn't see us there as long term. He would like to, but is prepared to replace any one of us at any time. There's no real incentive to stay. Does that make sense?
I have a question. Is a 1099 like an independent contractor, kind of?
It is. It's the
I'm just making sure.
application. Exactly, Shelby. Head on. It's a 1099 form. The particular form is for that, but 1099 forms stand for different things, so be very clear what you're looking for. Just to give you a heads up, though, that allows you to pay your own taxes according to your own calculations. Your job does not tally or hold your taxes. You have agreed to be an independent contractor. Now, I'm not a tax preparer. I just know the form because I have the form. That's it. Go on the IRS website or go get a tax preparer and have a conversation with them. I'm not giving anyone any particular advice other than get a tax professional to share that with you. The IRS themselves, irs.gov, gives you great information. Then call the IRS on the phone if you have any questions about their forms, because that's their actual job. It is not to scare you. It is to help you be prepared for these forms that you have, I'm sorry, I will not say the word required, that you have volunteered to do. Thank you. So if you're going to volunteer, you should at least get some assistance with some expertise. Okay. So look, when we were talking about what Forbes said, we really got to think about it. Remember I said my boss and a lot of other places that are small businesses with less than 500 employees, they can't afford to give us all benefits. They do what they can to put together little stuff together. which is why I take it upon myself to introduce what we do on the side to small businesses, because it helps them to provide something, help their employees to provide for their future. Because if the employee's not providing, if you don't be the one to start your employee securing income under the one that they're making already, they are going to seek other places to make income other than the
Become a
state.
transient worker.
Thank you. That is how a transient worker is made.
I think she was waiting to say that again.
I know. So when you understand as a business owner, and this conversation is for people who are in business, you really need to have your boss watch it, because it is so important for him or her to know how ways of keeping people working loyally for their company. Loyalty is not coming from the fact that they like you or they even like what they do. It comes from the fact that they feel secure in being there. And most people's motivation for going to work is the money they make and stability. And the minute they need more and have no other option, guess where they're doing? They're going
Going
transient.
wrong.
There you go. They either add in on hours, which take away focus from your business, or they're going to switch jobs altogether. What they're saying in Forbes is that no, these jobs as they stand are, they're going to be phased out because of how technology and finances are running. The way these things are running hand in hand, guess what? We won't need to have offices anymore. Your office is where you are. We're having an international conversation right now and getting work done. You're now seeing this on multiple streams. If we can do this with technology, what can you do to make money and share opportunities with people and share products with people from different places without having to leave your home? Sounds good, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Hey,
there's Larry.
you. Elite
Or you can leave
technology.
your home and do it from the beach or wherever you want.
Larry was
Exactly.
showing something.
Larry
What is
is somewhere very interesting. Where are you? Would you share with us?
Hey, what's going on, bro? How you doing? How you been,
He's
bro?
out there.
Oh, I'm sure he'll talk to us in a second and tell us where he is. I think he's
He is.
talking to a merchant.
He really is. We've been talking about helping people create, or should say, master creating. We've been sharing with people ways to create their security, their financial security. Now, the actual way to do it, to have it grow, we'll have that discussion. We all here we are committed to helping folks who absolutely are looking for ways to enhance what they're up to financially, allowing them to really look into saving a little that grows. As you save it, you'll increase it, and then it'll keep continuing to grow even without you. If you got sick, it would never stop, you know, and that's important because, well, things happen in life. So who's secure when things happen in life? D, you want to say something?
I could really hear.
D,
Not right now, dude. I'm just waiting on my wife to come back. I'm sorry.
no problem. Got you. So, oh, she's here. Awesome. Hi, sweetness.
Hi.
Did,
But
have you
she's
heard
my
any of what we've been talking about, woman?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just sitting here listening.
Awesome. What do you think?
I think I think that everything that you guys are saying and about the whole like generational thing, I think it's accurate. Um, I'm a millennial,
Ah,
so
that's what's up.
I was born in the '90s, so I saw those things unfold when I was younger,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with technology and all those type of things. So I agree with everything you guys are saying.
Right. And as we're going through, do you see any security being offered by these employers or even incentives to
Well,
stay employees?
I'm a teacher, so it's a little different from the
Mhm.
private sector. So when I retire as a teacher, then I get 80% of my benefit. I mean 80% of my money that I'm saving.
Right. And this is the thing, who's saving that money?
My STRS.
Now, the thing is, but do you understand in that case you have other things. You have fees, dues, also where is your money at the time? Where are they keeping your
Well,
money?
Clinton and I have really talked about like really securing our money. And we secured our money. We have secured our money in care bars.
Got it.
Um,
Awesome.
and we have also secured our money in like a Roth. Um,
Awesome.
so because like we do want to, we just had our first child. We had our first child, he's 7 months, and like before he was coming, we was living for ourselves,
Got
but
it.
now since he's here, we're living for him. So yeah, so that's basically what we do. But I gotta go because I'm getting ready to talk to my
It's
mom.
okay. Please do, and thank you for sharing with us.
Hey, Hutch, and later on, I would like to connect with her because I just switched my career from early childhood development to go to education. So instead of daycare, I want to go to an actual school.
Okay.
Okay. Look at that.
Got it, got it.
We're going to have to have these conversations. Guess what I'm saying? Because you never know. Give me 1 second. I need to come off camera for a moment. So I want you
Shelby,
guys,
the
I need you
educators.
all to take this conversation a little further, okay?
Hey, Larry, you back?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear
very
you.
well.
What do you think about people in the transient community preparing a retirement for themselves?
We were just talking about that last
Yeah, that's
night.
the conversation.
Well, how are they planning a retirement? With what?
Exactly, that's the question.
Let's
I mean, because there's a lot of just like there's a lot of different ways to make money. There's a lot of different ways to save. But if you're gonna do something, why not do it in the most secure or efficient manner possible?
Okay, okay.
I'm not sure if I'm like understanding what the question was or the real topic, but
Well,
yeah, I
the
mean,
topic
About
that's going
It's
on
what
transfer.
we
today is
talked about last night, just the retirement plan for transient workers or non-employable people.
I wouldn't say not employable, but people who aren't one for keeping a 9 to 5 down, who don't think a 9 to 5 is their answer, or they're working part time all over the place, trying to make ends meet, and knowing that at the end of the day, the only thing they got going from is a paycheck if they show up.
so, I mean, if that's the case,
Larry, you're not. We don't have you.
you hear me now?
Yep, now we
yes.
got you.
Okay. I mean, if that's the case, that's really just the case with jobs. But like, if you know that you're not one for a 9 to 5 or career, right? If you're a free spirit and you move around a lot, right?
That's a good way to put it.
Makes sense for you to save in something that kind of lends itself to your freeness, right? Physical gold is about freedom. Cryptocurrency and the decentralized nature of that technology is absolutely about freedom, right? And it's about flexibility. So, like, I don't know. There's some people that just don't want to be working a job. Like, there's an extreme limitation there. When people figure that out, once they get it, it's kind of just like they become unemployable, right? When you realize that you can only make so much at your job, especially if your income at your job is dependent on the amount of time that you spend there, right? And even if it's not, because if you're getting salary, you're really limited.
Very
So,
much so.
like, I don't know, some people get it. I can't even really say what it is to make people get it. I think it's almost like a spirit thing, like on an individual basis, because some people make 20 or 30,000 a year and realize they need more, but that their job won't do it. Some people don't figure out that their job won't do it and that they need more until they made 150, 250, 300,000 a year. Hold on, real quick.
At what point is it that an
Yes.
individual realizes that what's my ouch point in their financial outlook? You know, when do you say you get to when do you get tired of having someone tell you when you have to be to work, how long you have to be to work, when to punch in, when to punch out, and then at the end of it they decide how much money you actually make. And then when you realize it's not enough, what then? What becomes available to you as an individual? What choices can you make as an individual when you realize the paycheck that you're getting on your regular basis isn't doing it for you, or the fact that you're confined by the limit of your income to the to the ability you have to live the lifestyle you're looking for. Essentially, when do you take up and say, okay, enough's enough? You know, when do you get on the idea of like, I'm in charge of I get to be in charge of my life. Freedom is calling my name, and I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what really did it for me. I think it might have been a gradual process, but not even really. I think it's always just been like I said before, like it's just an individual thing. Like some
Right.
people just it's not for them, right? But when you get it, and for those of you on the line that haven't gotten it, right? For those of you on the line that still don't get what we're talking about, there's gonna come a point in time where it's like when you have that realization, that's when you do something different, right? Immediately, right then. Until you have that realization, you're putting your money aside into something that's going to grow in value, right? But like, I don't know. I was thinking, I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today, and I was like, my first year at Care Bars, I made about $30,000, 40,000, right? That's not like astronomical income. That's a couple thousand a month, 4,000, a little under 4,000 a month. My bills was paid. I didn't have to go to work for anybody else anymore. I had a lot more time on my hands. No, I didn't go buy a new house. No, I didn't go buy a some crazy shit like that. No, I didn't go buy a yacht or you know what I mean? But what I can do is take the skills that I've learned at the rest of these jobs and use that to grow my business myself. That now allows me to pay all my bills without having to get up and go to work for anybody else. Right? So when I think to answer your question, when people figure out that what they're doing isn't working, do something new. And the first thing that you need to do is, I guess, learning comes before taking action, right? Because you got information, but start like figure out what it is, what your skill set links to, and what you know, or get around some other successful people, or get around some happy people, right? And figure out what they're doing for themselves that's like working for them, right? Get a mentor, get in a book, right? Get started. I guess that's really it. Just get started. Like do something different. If you know what's not working, it's not working. You got to do something different.
Got it. Got it. Key, do you have anything you want to add to it? Because I know I see you open. Keisha,
I didn't hear what you said. Say it again.
what do you have to what would you add to what Larry just brought to the table? You know, you got to be ready to take an action.
I mean, drop the mic. The brother said it all. And one thing I will say though is that something when he said it's more like an individual thing, you when you're ready, you're ready. No one can tell you. And you were saying like, you know, when was it for you? When does a person know? Just like bad shoes or a bad relationship, no one can tell you when you're ready. There is no telltale sign when it's time to transition and do you and become a 1099er or self-employed or do your own business. You know when you're ready. And curving it back around to the retirement piece, I mean, as you're working and you feel like whether you're salaried or you're getting paid by the hour, when you realize it's not enough to maintain the lifestyle that you want, it's not going to fuel the dreams that you want for you and your family, that's when you really need to focus on saving and building your own retirement, even if you already have a 401k. So that's what I would add. If you have a 401k right now, which for me is volatile and risky, right? Because it can just go. When I saw the Enron thing happen, whoa, I knew then, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I mean, or bring up any old pain sores, right? But I knew then that a 401k was not for me, that it wasn't going to work for me. I need something in addition to. And that's why I mentioned earlier that one of the ways that I believe that saving for the future is going to work, or building my personal retirement, and I do work and I have, my 1099 on the side to transition myself out of work, was saving in real assets, saving in gold and silver. That's my way. So I would tell anybody that, if you're thinking, or you're thinking like, I think I want to do it, I've been wanting to leave. If that's you, if you're there, you'll know when you know. But while you're making those thoughts, or while you're having those thoughts, start saving. That's the
Yep.
first. If you don't know when you want to make the jump or the leap, then your body will tell you, the universe will tell you, you'll know. But stop thinking about that and start taking action. Start saving for yourself and an appreciating asset. That's the
Mm-hmm.
best thing you can do. Pay yourself first every single week, because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to your family. Take action now. That's what I would say.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you, Keisha.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was so
Thank
powerful.
you,
I
Keisha.
I
Hush,
want to
push.
add to that. You know, I also work a 9 to 5, and I also do a transit work called DoorDash. I also see my retirement in my Oprahs, like my wife said, and I see that with my Oprahs, I only probably get 58,000 to retire off of, and that's no money to retire off of in today's economy.
Yeah.
So that's one reason why I decided to pick up DoorDash, but I also decided to pick up another way to help myself retire and build my asset wealth.
Right.
And which, like Keisha say, I save my money into an asset like gold and silver, and also I'm working on now, trying to work on getting into real estate. So I'm trying to get myself
Ooh,
out there.
man, me and you.
I,
Say a little bit.
I got to be really honest. I didn't think I was into real estate, but when I started looking at the stuff I want to do along with what we're doing with Carrot Bar, I said I wanted
Okay.
to.
I want to make sure that we're very clear. This is not a carrot bars
I got that.
conversation, and I really no, because I actually wanted to make sure that people who are watching understand that this is not a carrot bars
I'm well
conversation.
aware.
So continuously repeating it, you can share that, but we have asked people not to use the brand
Okay.
on this.
Well, not a problem. Great.
Yeah, it was asked by even our members that we keep it very clear on
Cool.
money basis.
Well, one of the things I'm looking to do is in the next couple of years is actually open her laundry. But realizing I'm thinking I'm just going to open a laundromat, not really when I actually went down to download the information to see what it's about. You're more of a real estate owner than anything else because you're actually purchasing not the laundromat but the space that the laundromat on, which is actually the same basis that McDonald's runs their corporation on. They're the biggest landlords and real estate owners around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's probably the only made a way to make it pay.
You own the real estate that your business become is on.
Mhm. Mhm.
You can rent the space, you can buy the space or the lot, whatever, and then you start earning money on that lot because you now have I'll have the laundromat on top of it, and there's services that are created on a daily basis
Mhm.
in that space. So
Right.
there's ways to leverage whatever you want to do. You just like everyone said, take action.
Yeah.
Just take an action, do something.
Right. And well, this is something that because I'm listening, guys. I had to move for a moment, but I'm here, and I'm listening to all of you speak about taking an action. You become very aware. Savings is not about thinking; it's about doing.
Hmm.
It's a training, an actual training into almost an unconscious that you save. Just like when you see the government doesn't think twice about taking your money. It's written into your paycheck. Okay. So could you write in your retirement savings or your future savings or your wealth savings into your own income practice, your own
Yes.
budgeting
Yes.
practice, you know?
Yes.
So I'm just excited about pretty much which way we're going. I wanted to ask today. I would like to share a YouTube stream, but I'm like almost afraid because I've got so much going on my computer. We're on like we're like on three different
Tell
platforms
me what it
here.
is and I'll share it.
You want to share it?
Yeah, tell me what I got.
Okay. So there is
There we
an
go.
awesome and it's and I don't know if I want to
Write it down. Let me get it.
no. And it's like it's a video, so it's not in this in our current business, but it's actually a oh, I'm trying to think because do you ever run across videos sometimes and you're like, oh my god, that's just so amazing.
Every
So far.
day.
I mean, and just like wow, so spot on to what you're talking about. No, no, no.
Also,
I know.
yes,
So
yes.
if you could, because it was probably on my feed and I can't see it right. You ever man? I feel so
Is
stuck.
it YouTube?
Let me check my phone. I want to get the video from it, okay?
Okay.
But in the meantime, this subject of print. I mean, really, honestly, how many people here know people who are transient workers who are like always telling you, "I'm in between jobs. I'm looking for work right now."
Yeah.
How many
I
times you hear that in like a week?
I hear that every
Me
day. I'm
too.
talking to people. Yeah. But what's really funny to me is that they're transient by choice because some people don't want you offer them a job. I don't want to do that. That's beneath me. I find that to be so funny. You said you're between jobs, but
Mm-hmm.
the job that's offered to you, it may not be what you want to do, but it's a means to an end. And I notice some transient workers don't see that because they work because it's a status thing. They see it as a status, not an
Mm.
opportunity thing. It's an opportunity for you to take care of your family, but you have to look good doing it. So you can't do certain jobs.
I
So
didn't
that's what
hear
I
the
see.
first part of your sentence.
Say that
Mm-hmm.
again, Shelby. I didn't Shelby.
I didn't hear what you said before you said you find it funny. Like, I didn't hear the very first part of your sentence.
Well, what I said, I find it funny that I know some transient workers, but they're transient workers by choice because you can offer them a job, but because it's not a job of status. I can't do that job because I don't look good. How does it look if I'm flipping burgers at McDonald's, but I can't, I can't pay my bills, but I can't go to McDonald's and flip burgers.
Good one.
Peace out, man. Okay,
Hey, Sade,
well,
how
I
are
don't know.
you?
I started being a transient worker because, well, for one, I used to have very, very bad authority issues with authority, like people
Mm-hmm.
telling me what I will do. Like, no,
Not you, Shelby.
you're not, no. Like, I'm very no. And then, my well sister Tuliva,
Okay.
she made a very valid point. Like, I'm an hour closer to my desk, and you're telling me I'm
Mm.
only worth $7.50 an hour, $7.50 an hour, or if I'm a server, $2.13. Like, no,
Mm-hmm.
you got me messed up. So I'll go to another job, or I'll start my own business, or you could be smart and just buy the building and just be like um, basically like you're
The
just
landlord,
providing the place
the
for the
landlord.
owner of the business, and you still make money off of it. Like,
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So and I love how you said that because most people who we just had a conversation like last week about this. I think we brought it up on the stream, and the gentleman that we hired to do a job. Uh, Alvin was like, "Wow, he really schooled me." We hired someone to do a job. You can be a provider of opportunity of employment. I just hired a guy to clean my basic rooms, shared rooms in my house. He's coming back to help organize my living room tomorrow. I put away a budget so that I could actually get to some things and get other things out of my way. If I'm in here reorganizing my entire last 20 years, how soon can I help someone make some money? How soon can I help others to build this kind of savings for their family and security for their family and their future if I'm under every bit of the last 20 years of my life? So sometimes we've got to make great decisions with our money so we can fast forward the process of growth.
Yeah.
And then we can't feel bad because we're not doing it all. Because the man that he spoke to actually told him, you can't be so hard on yourself about doing that. You provided me with an opportunity I needed for my family. This guy had kids. We never think about our being growing financially helps the other people who are at a different level of that growth. Your growth helps others grow. There has to be wealthy people in the world. Because if everybody's not wealthy, somebody's going to need. And that's the fact. As long as we are always symbiotically codependent on each other. But we've got to acknowledge who we are in this. We are the providers. We have to learn to be a provider and not just one that takes from the community. Child Bay Flood, I want you to please mute.
My bad, my bad.
We love you.
That is true, Miss Ruby. I mean,
Baby,
because
we
I have
loving lives. We love each other here. That's my brother. Now, you thank you. You
that's
were
true, Miss
saying
Ruby. 'Cause
It sounded
I'm
like
sorry, I'm
that is
sorry, I'm sorry.
it's all right. He didn't even
I
know he
was
was unmuted. So you were
I was
saying, honey? Go ahead,
I've been
Chris.
saying that is true because I have a lady that comes and help cleans up my household, and I see it as because she does it
Mm-hmm.
as her side business, so it helps me when I get money to get help boost her business.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's what we're saying. I talked to a lady, thank you, Larry, and Mary Kay, who happened to contact me from Circle of Sisters. And I sent her my information, but she was almost in tears when she talked to me because what I brought to the businesses was a way to get paid and to bring more people to more income into their business. And when I met her, I told her, I said, I said, I have something to talk to you about. Now, I had a few things on her table because she does Mary Kay that I was looking at. And I was also wrong about the company that provides a cologne that Al likes. So she was like, "Oh, that's not us. That's this one. But I definitely want you to come try this." I was like, "Not a problem." I said, how's this doing?" She was like, "Oh, it's doing well. It's good." She was at Circle of Sisters, and if you know anything about that event, they pay almost $2,000 for one day for a table, no guarantee.
Let me share something with you quick. Got a lot of
I
yeah.
love Larry.
How often which
This is how you do it. Although we can't
I
listen in.
can't hear him. He's digitizing, but
It's
I
okay.
know
He's
what's
gonna let
funny.
him do his thing.
He muted.
So look, I actually had to mute him. But what happens is that when I spoke to her, I told her, I said, how would you like to do what you do? And I don't want to take you away from what you're doing, but how would you like to actually bring more money into your business because you allowed others to do business? My company is paying people to take cryptocurrency in their business, their current business. Would you like to get paid to also do the current business you're doing? And even help your people who are working with you. She said, absolutely. And you want to hear something I found out about that lady? She's having hard times at home. She called me on the phone as trying to build her finances toward a financial goal to hit this month because she's got no choice. So she's on the phone calling. She needs at least 20 people to spend a certain amount of money in her business. You know what she's doing? She's making phone calls. She getting on the phone with folks that she met. Every phone number that she's had, she's calling them up on the phone. So you know what I saw? I saw a winner. I saw a woman who understood that it's going to take some action to put in so I could get to what I need, baby. Because I can't just sit back and need. And if someone
Yes.
was willing to help you, all I got to do is give her the tools and teach her how to, you know what I'm saying? Stay close, help her. Tell her you ain't got to know it all. We going to help you out. We are a business of people. We are the business of people. And so is she, even in Mary Kay.
Yep.
She had to see herself as valuable. And I had to remind her, see, I'm a customer, I'm valuable to her, but she's also valuable to me. My money actually keeps her going. You see where that value is built? She needed it. She needed 20 people to say yes so that she can make it this month. One of those 3 people, I was the third call she made. One of those 3 people were able to show her how to not just make it to the end of the month, but make every month count and keep going. No more extra work. Don't got to do the work over. You just add on. But that call was not, if it wasn't made, could she have gotten to her answer? So it's going to take some work. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take some things. But I'm like, I tell people, I ain't promising nobody how to shortcut doing work. That's not what we telling you. That's not what this stream is about. I said you want to make some money. I'm down. If you're watching this stream, honey, that's the basis of it. You're going to have to start that purse to fatten, and that means you got to get to work. I don't care if it's hard work. I don't care if it's light work. But it got to be work. Got to be of value to somebody else. So we're going to get on this stream because I wanted to talk about some things. We were talking about gold and value, and you know I'm a Kiyosakian, so I got my Robert Kiyosaki on, y'all.
Oh, Lord,
Thank you for sharing this with me, Al. I appreciate you.
The things I
He gonna put it. He gonna put it on for us. Go ahead. It's only a couple of minutes. You know how to share?
Yeah.
Is that your phone?
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish putting it on. I'll take the phone if you need to. The first.
Yep.
This is a perspective that we can share.
Let's take a closer look now at the yellow metal, up around 6% since the Fed rate hike. I know you don't forecast prices, but where do you feel you fall on the spectrum as to where you see gold headed? Are you more conservative, or are you in that $10,000 gold camp?
I don't really, I'll never sell my gold. It's going to be passed on for generations. So I don't ever sell gold. And I've been collecting it since 72, when it was illegal for Americans to hold gold. Just let me tell you where I'm at with money right now because of Bitcoin. I'm writing a new book. It's going to be an online book, and people can read it for free. But the last couple of chapters are, I'm going to solicit questions. But I've been a gold bug, like I said, since 72. And the way I see the world today with Bitcoin is that there's 3 kinds of money.
Did you share this?
There's God's money, which is gold and silver, again, atomic number 79 and 47. And there's government money called fiat money or currencies, which is the dollar, the euro, the yen, the peso. And the third type of money now is cyber money, which Bitcoin and Ethereum and those guys are the most famous. So when I'm writing this book called Fake, and it'll be online soon, it's really about what's real. Is money fake or is it real? And I think, so the choice, when I talk to people, I said, what do you think will be here in 2040, approximately 22 years from now? Will gold still be here? Well, it's been here since eternity. Will the dollar be here?
Right.
I don't think so. And will blockchain be here? I think so. So that's really the way I look at the world of money and currencies, is what's going to be here in 22 years.
So, Robert, are you one of the rare few that actually likes Bitcoin and gold at the same time?
Yeah, I own Bitcoin, but I own 5. It was expensive because I was late. But I have Bitcoin in a little cage like a pet, like 5 little rabbits. And I'm just watching my little Bitcoins. And I own Ethereum. But I also have dollars, and I also have gold and silver. I'm just kind of watching the whole thing because I'm not one of these guys who likes to discuss it. I just would rather just observe it.
Let's talk about crashes, debt, and taxes, which, last time you told me this is how the rich are getting richer. So do you think 2018 is set up to deliver here?
A crash?
Yeah.
I hope so.
I know you love crashes. So do you think it's imminent?
Well, I think it's imminent within the next 2 or 3 years. Yes, that something has to happen. Simply because, as you probably know, when it comes to government money, which is the dollar, the yen, the euro, is that there's 2 kinds of bubbles. The first kind of bubble is called an equity bubble. And an equity bubble was a dot-com crash. That's where people put real money into the markets. And then there's a debt bubble. So since 2008, actually 2004, we've been in a debt bubble. And the trouble with debt bubbles is when they come down like an avalanche. So I don't think it's too long. I mean, I'm not trying to be an alarmist because, as you said, I like crashes because everything goes on sale. You know, that's like going to a Walmart, and Walmart has a 50% off sale. So when everything goes on sale, I'm back in the market. That's all it is to me.
And you have enough gold to hedge, so you're well positioned.
I got more gold than I could ever spend in my lifetime.
Robert, I appreciate your thoughts, and we look forward to your new book, Fake Money, Fake Teachers, Fake Assets. When can we expect it to come out?
Probably in February, but we're talking just now about why the rich are getting richer. That book is about debt and taxes. And, you know, Trump just passed this Reform Act, but it only makes the rich richer. The tax breaks went to guys like me. Those tax breaks are permanent, but the working class, they're temporary. The whole thing about why the rich are getting richer is I use debt, especially with interest rates of 2%, and I don't pay tax. So why the rich are getting richer is that book, and then Fake is about the juxtaposition between government money, real money, God's money, gold and silver, government money, the dollar, and then cyber money. And I think those are the positions everybody should.
And thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Let's take a...
Okay, guys.
We know what you're doing, bro. We ain't gonna get mad at you.
Who?
Larry.
Talking about Larry, because he kept popping up.
All right, he's got his thing going on. But look, it's all right because I just want to make sure y'all actually heard that conversation. Do you see why it is I brought that in the door?
He said, "I love crashes. Everything goes on sale."
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He gets more properties. He gets more gold. He gets more. Look, I'm gonna be really honest. We have been positioned mentally to actually be counterproductive to our own finances as the masses. So it's important that we take it upon ourselves when we wake up to share the knowledge, to share the opportunity, but even more so, help people get started moving. Because it ain't gonna be no joke where their life is gonna end. These booms that boom bigger and bigger only go deeper and deeper for people on the bottom of the echelon. So you lose more. And governments start getting real particular about freedoms. Also, they get real comfortable with war. Now they want to go to fight because they need to get rid of some folks. They need to jerry up some money.
Yep.
They need to get some causes to pull more and create more finances. But that's how it rolls. We can't complain with how things go because we exist in a debt-based society that has been heading toward a bubble since we just learned the 40s.
You definitely can't complain about it when you facilitate it, when you're part of the whole process.
Yeah. So you can take yourself out. Like they say, take yourself out the matrix. I ain't got to free you. I am not Morpheus. I'm letting you know. Blue pill, red pill. Pick it. That's your choice. This ain't Neo Boo. Because you don't need anyone to unplug you. You need to unplug yourself. Get some new information. Maybe not watch, Power or whatever new show is out there, a little something.
Stop being so closed-minded.
No, I mean, seriously, yeah. And we're not here to tell people that they're closed-minded. Maybe you're short-sighted to stuff that you don't get that's out there. Or things that are going on in your life you're not aware of. How about the options that you may have that you're not aware of? You know how many people don't know what's available in their health care plan? Yet they've had it since they were children. They also don't know that they're paying more money when they go to things until they get there. Well, you signed on the dotted line. Why are you not paying attention to it? It's gonna come out your pocket. The bill's coming to you. Just do it. Get involved in something that's going to help your future. So we're telling people here today, you can save for your future, no matter how big or small your job, no matter how transient, how much money you make, or how little money you make. You can save for your future and have a great wealth as you do that. It's the only way to have wealth is if you save it. Robert Kiyosaki and I have one little we part ways on saving because he's had been known to down and poo poo saving, but he's talking about saving fiat. He's not talking about saving in gold. You heard him. That means he said I've been collecting gold since the 19 what
72
70.
before it was even taken off from back in the dollar.
Thank you. For it was legal to have it.
Assets is what he
Thank you.
does. That's a little different, but it's the same.
Yes, it is. But see, this is what we're saying. There are ways for people to get to this, and we're only sharing with people that, someone mentioned real estate. What makes real estate an asset?
Everyone always is going to need a house. I'm the one that mentioned it because that's what my great grandmother does. She's a broker. Well, actually, she worked for a real estate agency, Century 21 and then Keller Williams. And my whole life, even as a little kid, I was like, wait, why are you paying these people for the work you're doing when you're a broker? Like, why don't you just not pay them and keep all your money?
So how does that work? Huh? We didn't hear you.
That's when she started working from home instead of working for Century 20. Like, she quit working for Keller Williams because I kept asking her, like, why are you paying these people if you're working this hard? Like, you can stay at home and be with me and Papa all the time. Like, so I help with remodeling and cleaning them, and then my Papa, he basically just drives her around because she'd be trying to talk on the phone and write and do all this while she's driving. She shattered her knee doing that.
So you guys are all working collectively as a family to help your grandmother build her business. That's wonderful.
Well,
went independent.
Kind of.
As much as you can.
She don't let us. We do it behind her back.
Well, you getting it done, sweetie. So we're getting into the top of our hour. I think we've actually hit it. Hold on a second. I just want to get there.
It's 6:18.
We have about 12 minutes. I want us to each get a chance to speak to you on the area of what the importance of retirement. So everybody, please take a moment and share just 1 minute. Actually, 1 minute each. Take a minute because everybody's minute tends to be a little longer. So everyone take a minute and just share a little bit about what has come to you to share on this stream, things that you've gathered, ways to do things if you're looking to really secure that future income. So we'll start with Hutch. It's been a little quiet.
I know. Well, I'm gonna say it like this. Like my mentor, Mr. Bill Rye, God bless his soul, he died last year, but he was telling me, he was tired of basically going through the channels and sitting at home just because he done retired. That was true freedom. I mean, that inspired me because I wanted to do the same thing once I even hit before that age. So that's what kind of inspired me wanting to get out there and get my retirement age earlier.
Okay. Thank you, Hutch. Miss Keisha, you want to take the floor?
And I would more than happy to. Can you restate? It was cutting out. Can you restate the question? Thank you so much.
The question is just from this conversation about saving and saving as a person who's a transient worker, at any level, whether they're a transient worker or you have a salaried work job at $130,000 a year. How does securing your own retirement, how does that play out for you here from this conversation? What have you gathered? What would you like to share?
Oh my gosh. Oh, take action. Take action. So from this conversation, totally take action and in multiple ways. So currently for me, it is that immediately you should have been doing it yesterday even more. than what I've already been doing. And that
Mm-hmm.
video just totally drove it home. Silver and gold is what I do now. Need to add a little take to that. I thought about it, but having this collective conversation really drove that home. Multiple streams of income for me has
Yes.
always been the idea, but I really need to diversify and really build that nest egg for retirement. That's what this conversation has really drove more for me and really solidified for me. Because if I don't do it, who is? So
Right.
that's my takeaway, and take action
Mm-hmm.
right
Today.
today.
Wow.
Alrighty. Chalde, we would love to have your your ideas on the conversation we just had. We have 1 minute, but I want to make sure that we hear your voice and that you're able to lend to this call. Is that something you can do, my dear? Chalde, you with us? We'll give him a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's move forward with Miss Shelby, please.
I'm here. My
Oh,
bad.
then
Go
we're gonna
ahead,
let him
Chuck.
do it. Thank you, honey. How you doing? Welcome, Chris.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I was just listening to y'all. Great conversation. Um, yeah, like Ruby said. Everything she said was correct. Was on point. Um, we just got to stay focused on what our main objective is. And don't get sidetracked by the little distractions that come up here and there, because they
Mm-hmm.
always look. Life is always going to have problems, but you got to decide whether it's a problem or if it's just something you got out of your control. So if it's out of your control, it's not a problem. Then you can't do nothing about it. But if you can, then do so. But if not, just shut up, keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. Keep it moving, right? And I get
That's
that.
it.
So thank you so much for offering that because to be honest, this is something you can do something about. Get in action. You have no retirement. Just like, people tell me, well, everybody need life insurance, but they can't afford it. I said, well, you can't afford to die then. You need to live forever then, because you can't afford to die, and you never will until you start securing that process that is inevitable. It will happen at any time. And what will happen to your children? And what will happen to the people you leave behind and you start these responsibilities for? And then what happened to the ideals you started these things for? So my question is, if you can take just a little bit of time and your income and put it away to save for that inevitable day when you will want to stop working, when you will
Today.
eventually die unknowingly, we don't know that day. So the people in your life don't suffer after you're gone as much as the loss of you will have them suffer. And then you get to live the kind of life after you're not able to work that you prepared for, that you deemed was the way you wanted to live, not what was left over or promised to you after you finish working, putting money away, and you get this much. That's what Hutch was talking about. Hutch and his wife realized that what they were going to retire off of after working all that time was never going to be enough to maintain them long term. You know how they decide how much that your retirement needs to be? By how much you make now, how many years you're expected to live afterwards. Because, baby, they are planning in your retirement your death,
Yep, your mortality
your
time.
likely death. You
And,
need to be planning that.
and also, I was watching the show that says you can't retire unless you got 13 streams of income coming in.
Now, we're going to get into that one next time.
That's on next.
I'm sorry. I
We're
just
going to get into that one next time because that's a whole nother.
Well, I'm running a little short because I only got 3, so we need to work on that.
Yeah, I'm working on mine too.
13 times your
Shoot.
last salary. That's what you need to retire off of.
That's what's up. This is we're gonna get into that. But I need us to start thinking in those terms as a people.
Let-
And I'm not talking like people of color. That's ridiculous. As people, as an individual who's responsible for living on this planet in your shoes, you need to be having this conversation with somebody.
Yes, indeed.
You need to be calling someone up saying, I ain't never think about things that way. Let's talk about that. Because until you do, you're living on what others will give you, what you think is going to be left. And guess what? you living on borrowed time, and it ain't
Amen.
gonna be a pretty life.
Hold on, where's my table at?
People are living longer. The thing that was never, you know why they call them baby boomers? Is because they lived almost 10 to 15 years longer than expected, so that the mortality rate went up, and so the stress on the financial system went berserk. It became indebted because of the fact that the people who started collecting lived longer. They were expected to die. That's why
Yeah,
they were
we
giving them
can't give
wonderful
Social
packages.
Security now.
The people who are now working for it can't get it. They are supplying the baby boomers.
And that's not even funny, but it
That's
changed the
why
whole.
I'm a transient.
But it changed the whole atmosphere of the insurance phenomenon. In 2008 when we had the last crash, they rewrote the mortality chart. They didn't add any money. They just stretched it out longer.
Really, what they did was stretch the age out.
That's what it is.
They changed. They
The
moved the
mortality chart
age line.
changed.
You understand what I'm saying? That means the date for receiving, or I should say, the date you can collect, got changed because
Yep.
people are living longer, so that you don't collect for later.
So you don't max
So
out.
you who paid in will not want to go get it because you can't go get it any sooner than the later date, because they still paying off people who live longer and were expected not
true.
to, that you're paying for.
Okay, let's
So
go back and we run.
We've got to get out. We got to go back. Where's Larry? Is he still on the
Larry,
stream? I
Larry.
want to be able to have a word from him.
Yeah, he left.
Okay, it's all right.
Okay,
You
we
know
got
that
Hutch,
brother.
we got
All right. So
Shelby.
we're gonna get the Gold Empress.
Come on, Shelby.
I was about to say, oh, you forgot me.
No,
No,
of
I'm
course
just
not.
kidding. No, you wouldn't. I'm just kidding. Okay, yeah. What was the question again? My worker said he's taking off work today.
Not a problem. So this is what happens. What we're asking is, you from this conversation, what are your gives or gimmies from what we just had a conversation of with the retirement of transients like yourself. You got 1 minute, woman. I know you can go in.
Well, I used to not even think about retirement because, well, my nanny and papa are so amazing that I didn't think that I would ever have to take care of myself. Till I woke up and was like, well, the only two things in life that are guaranteed is death and change. So, like, if you don't like the way things are going in your life, then you need to change and pave a different road. And I don't know. I really don't answer to that question. I just know that if I am ever able to have kids, or once I do start my foster caring or adopting, I want to be able to leave. I want them to not struggle the way that I have. I want them to not go through some of the things that I went through, or am still, sometimes going through. But it's it makes it a lot easier now that I've become more aware and conscious of, the fact of not just finances, but just wealth in general. Because it's not all just about money either. I'm not really a materialist person, but that's it. Because I'll talk forever.
Well, no, I want to say thank you for saying that, but I want to add one word to your conversation. You haven't just become conscious, you've also become active, and that's what makes the difference. Knowing does nothing. Acting and repeating. Without action is nothing. It doesn't end up being
I think with Larry that posted it said act, and it says action changes things.
Yes, it does.
Actually, I think it was Chalbe and saved it after that. I don't know.
So
one of our family members.
What we're going to do, last but not least of our conversation, thank you so much, my darling Gold Empress. I would like to present Alvin, the Gold Banker Thomas, who is going to share with us his thoughts as well as a summary of what he has gotten from this conversation. Thank you.
All right. This is what I'm going to say to y'all, real simply. We perish because of lack of knowledge.
I can't hear you.
We perish for lack of knowledge. Those people who have 401ks, do you know what's going on with them? Do you go in and look? Those people who don't have a retirement plan at all, how are you protecting your future? I will tell you this simply: take control of your finances, or your finances will take control of you. Today has been a conversation for what is the transient worker doing to prepare for their future or their retirement. In many cases, they haven't prepared anything because they know nothing of this conversation. This isn't a real conversation for them. This is a conversation for somebody else. If you're on this call tonight, it is your responsibility as a people to share this conversation with them. So they need to open up to what's available to them. It's your responsibility. Because if you don't share with them, you'll be taking care of them. And Robert Kiyosaki said it. He's been saving since 1970 for gold. This is not a new conversation. Some of us just haven't heard it before. Get on. Figure it out. Get your goal. Get your goal in small increments. Get your goal how you got to get it. Because if you don't, it won't be 2040 like they suggested. It might be more like 2020. Because Bitcoin is becoming a reality in the payment system. So is getting paid by debit card by a lot of employers.
Yeah.
So now they're paying you, prepaid, so you can pay them. Because every time you use their debit cards for payments, you pay them a cut. So get that. I'm just going to share with you really quickly in closing. Tomorrow, like we say every week, is Pennies to Gold at 10 o'clock in the morning.
You can join.
And it's a lot easier to join now. You can go to www.pennies2gold.info. Don't need to remember any numbers, just pennytogold.info. If you're interested in finding out how to get gold, if you're interested in how to get crypto, Ruby Thomas, the queen of crypto, the crypto diva, will be teaching tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I will be on the show tomorrow assisting. And just show up tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Like I said, it is pennies2gold.info. It is on the Zoom platform. If you don't have Zoom, download it tonight and get ready to register. When you go on, you register and you'll be in the show. 10 o'clock, hot and heavy. One more thing, bring pen and paper. Because this is a workshop, not a TV show. And it's a workshop for your finances. This is Alvin Thomas, the Gold Banker, coming to you live from Collective Enlightenment, a conversation for the masses. And I'm saying good night, and I'm out.
Well,
But thank you so much, everyone, for being on. You know, I love you. We are a family of growth and deliverance for everyone in this world for their financial deliverance. I truly take responsibility upon myself. And guess what? I'm so grateful that you all have taken this journey on with me. And everyone who has joined us at home or who is on this stream, please get back to whoever shared this stream with you and let them know that you're interested in getting on Pennies for Gold. You're going to find out more information. Pennies for Gold, Pennies to Gold is pennies2gold.info. And it's a direct website, so go check it out, and you'll be on at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll be on 10 a.m. in the morning Eastern Time. You can share this out. You can watch party this and see if it's something that you want to share with people and that do. Like he said, it's a workshop. It's not a show. It's a workshop, and you can ask questions. And the biggest thing is, it's free. It's a free money math workshop that will be able to share with you the info about cryptocurrency, about gold currencies, about gold-backed cryptocurrency, as well as how to utilize and maneuver in the blockchain process, utilizing different, different markets. Let's talk later, guys. You have a great day. Thank you. I promise we will not.
See y'all in Atlanta.
Yes.
Yes. Atlanta.
Next week.
Let's go
Everybody, we're
Limitless.
doing this. Don't forget, everybody, we're doing this at Limitless in Atlanta next week. We're back on at our time, But we're sharing the event with everyone who's on our stream.
Hey, y'all come find me, man.
Yes, we will.
I'm
You
looking
better
for
come back
y'all.
to the room. Come on, hang out with us. All
I'll
right,
be
and
there. I'll be
we
there
gonna
on
go
Wednesday.
kidnap
I'll
Hutch.
see y'all.
We're gonna kidnap
Yeah,
Hutch.
yeah.
What do you say?
Hutch gonna get it. Hutch
Smoke.
gonna get it. We gonna get him. He can't help it. Thank you, honey. Oh, thank you so much. Pennies2go.info. It's down here. I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great one. Thank you so much for joining our stream, and good night.
Peace and love, fam.
Let's go, y'all.
Nice.
Woo!
Penny.
This is interesting.
Are we off?
Out.
No,
Peace, ciao, babe. We'll
yeah,
find
let me
you.
stop
Yes, yes,
recording.
yes.
But I think what's happening. Uh-oh. Let me just make sure. All righty. Thank you, everyone out there in the streams. I appreciate you and love you very much. Have a great day. I've actually not